Good morning, friends. As we have discussed earlier about the challenges faced by the Indian democracy and the parliamentary system of the Indian constitution. Okay. Today we will talk about the some points which frequently need to make the frequent motivation in the Indian parliamentary system and nurture our democracy as soon as possible. So start from the first point. The main consequences of our parliamentary systems or our democracy is the criminalization of politics. Since we frequently read in the newspapers and some other magazines and journals, the criminalization of politics increased in frequent ways in the upcoming elections and the last elections. We have the data, the ADIA reports, which was published in the 2019 and in which the report has mentioned that the criminalization has increased in the Lok Sabha elections, which was 15% in the earlier elections. Now it becomes 19% in the last Lok Sabha elections, which was held in 2019. So this is a matter of concern. The more the criminalizations of the representative in our parliament increase, the effectiveness of our question hours, the effectiveness of our policy, the weakness of our democracy arises in a smooth way. So we have to look about the criminalization of politics in the generalization of the election commissions further reports. Now move on the second point. This is a very important point. Since our government is looking forward to decolonizations of the architect and some other things, hence it is very necessary to remove the dominance of the colonial laws or archive laws, which we can understand that the IPC we used, the CRPC we used, and the sedition law, which is a very frequent topic nowadays in our current affairs, and the Police Act, which was still used in our Indian police system, it must be removed or amended or must be get a fresh lookout. It is very important because these all laws belongs to the 19th century and we already came a miles. So since we already came a miles, we need to reform all these. We already reforms the part of these laws, but we need a fresh start to look in the better way in the 21st century. So this is our second point. We must be look about the nurturing of our democracy as soon as possible. Third is a very genuine point we all already read about in the Indian polity sections. That is our anti-defection law, Dal Badal Kanun. So this was mentioned in the 10th schedule of our Indian constitution. So as per anti-defection law, why it is become irrelevant nowadays? This is a matter of fact. Why it became look out? What anti-defection is all about? It is for the disqualification of the members. The point is not just about the disqualification of the members, it is about by whom. So we all know it is by the speaker or chairperson of respective houses. As we all know, the most of the time the chairperson or speaker belongs to the ruling party. We already have the data. Still, currently we have the Lok Sabha speaker and the chairperson of Rajya Sabha belongs to a ruling party or maybe protected from the ruling party. Hence, it is a matter of conflict and a matter of dishonesty arises from the opposition parties, on which ground the speaker and chairperson disqualified our members as per the anti-defection law. So this is a matter of conflict. We must become neutral in case of the appointments of the speaker and chairperson in the respective houses. This is our major concern in case of the anti-defection law, and we need to amend it as soon as possible. Now move on the fourth point, that is the declination of the representative democracy. Now as Indians, we all cast our vote in all the elections like Lok Sabha elections, Vidhan Sabha elections, the elections of mayor, the elections of ward councillor, local panchayats, etc. We all know what kind of candidates we have given. Sometimes we have to vote such kind of candidates which really doesn't belong to nurture our democracy. That's why the representations came in our parliament or our legislative assembly must be removed or must be amended as soon as possible. Since it has been done, it became very relevant to participate such kind of person in our democracy, which belongs to the educational departments, art and literatures, and some other general departments. The other major concern is about the participation of women in our Lok Sabha elections. As per the current Lok Sabha membership, combining the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the total representation of the half population is just 78, which is less than the 50% of the total membership of the both the houses, which is really a matter of concern. When the developing countries like Norway, Sweden, New Zealand gave us a lesson how women can lead the country, we are looking forward to the parties that they need to try to give more and more tickets to the women candidate so she can win the election and come to the house and raise her slogans or voices or whatever the matter belongs to the half population. This is also a major concern. And now the final point is that the frequent elections. This is a major concern in our democratic structure. And we all know that not a single or twice months in our calendar year is free from the elections. Once it ended the Lok Sabha elections, it came the Rajya Sabha elections. When the Rajya Sabha election ended, it came to the Vidhan Sabha elections. When Vidhan Sabha elections ended, the elections came to the local panchayat elections. Once the local panchayat ended, it's about the municipal elections. Though the entire year is just belonging to the elections phases. It is not just about the elections. The model code of conduct by election commissions sees the development policies of the government in the respective locations. Once the model code of conduct has emphasized, all the development procedures has been reduced or seized by the respective government. Second point is that the money, or you can say the expenditure. This is a heavy load on our revenue. The conducting of election is a very, very complex matter in our Indian democratic system, since we have the world's largest democratic population. So it is very tough for our election commission to conduct the election frequently or every 2 or 3 months. Okay, this is all the matter of the tax revenue generations, the money of the people, which was just expanded on a frequent elections. So these are our major concerns, and while looking on these matters, we have to look about how we can change this law, not the nature of the law, the law's procedures and its subsequent matters, like the acts within the laws. Either we can amend the laws, either we can change the laws, or make some kind of reformation within the laws, like sedition law or the IPC and CRPC. Okay. So this is all about the challenges faced by the democracy in parliaments, and look about these nations. You have to write out 250 words writings, and you must need to mention in conclusion how can we remove this. Okay, by taking some several steps. You must need to mention 4 to 5 steps how to remove this kind of challenges and consequences. Thank you.